Hey guys! Today I just wanted to give some quick tips on how to make bedtime a little bit easier in your home. I know that bedtime can be really tricky for a lot of kids, for a lot of parents. I personally have struggled with sleep issues and insomnia for years and years and years, so this is definitely a topic that's very personal to me. I know in college I did a lot of research on sleep, I did a lot of presentations on sleep, and I'm hoping that because sleep affects so many other parts of your lives, that by giving you some tips on how to make bedtime a little bit easier, I can improve a lot of other things as well. So let's jump right into these bedtime tips. Tip number 1 is to create a routine. There's no specific routine that you need to go through that is going to lead to the perfect bedtime, but creating a routine is going to be incredibly beneficial. It is helpful if your routine includes going to bed at the same time every night, but even if bedtime is not going to be the same every single night of the week, having a really consistent routine can help to make sure that falling asleep still happens after that routine. You should form a routine that works best for you and your family and is something that you can be incredibly consistent with every night. These routines can be just as important for adults as for kids. So for someone like me, my bedtime routine might be wash my face, tie up my hair, brush my teeth, put on my pajamas, turn on the music, go to sleep. So I have 6 steps in my bedtime routine, but your routine can be whatever is going to work for you and your family that you can be consistent with. Don't expect to implement a routine and then have your child fall asleep like that. It's more of a process. So you're going to implement a routine, you're going to keep it incredibly consistent so that it's very predictable to your child, but also predictable to the brain. So then after 2 weeks, a month, 60 days, the brain knows that this routine kickstarts sleep. Tip number 2 is something I am sure you have heard before. You should absolutely be limiting screen time before bed. Screen time, caffeine, and sugar are all things that should not be happening a minimum of 2 hours before bedtime. If you can cut those things out even earlier in your evening, that is going to have a big impact on your brain and your sleep. But at least 2 hours before bedtime, there should be no screens, no caffeine, no sugar. On a similar note, tip number 3 is to change the lighting. So if you are in an incredibly bright room, if you have an incredibly bright lamp, something like that, your brain doesn't think that it's bedtime. Our brains are still kind of functioning like ancestral hunter-gatherer type brains. So it's going with the sun and the moon. When it's bedtime, it's dark. So when it starts to get dark, that's when our bodies start to produce melatonin and tell us that it's time to go to sleep. So you can kickstart bedtime in your family by turning down the lights. This could mean turning off more lights. This could mean a dimmer light bulb in your lamp. For me, something that's really helped is changing my bedside lamp to a blue light bulb. This is just a much softer light. It's much darker in the bedroom, and I can still get ready for bed or even read a book or something with way less light in the room. It really has been beneficial to my routine to have less light. Tip number 4 has to do with the structure of your day. Your day should be structured as much as possible in a way where you're getting out energy and doing a lot of activity during the bulk of your day, and then towards bedtime is really a wind down time. So this means you're not going to be, roughhousing a lot before bed. You're not going to be watching TV before bed, those types of activities. Stories are really great for before bed. Puzzles. Family talk time is great for before bed. Anything that is just a little less physically active. That being said, it's really helpful if you have been physically active earlier in the day so that your body has already used up a lot of that energy. It wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't give a musical tip. So tip number 5 is to utilize the right kind of music for bedtime. I know a lot of families enjoy singing songs and lullabies before bed, and this is really great. It can definitely be a helpful part of that bedtime routine to kickstart sleep. You want to make sure that you're using the right kind of songs. So not a lot of dancing music, not necessarily the same songs that you're singing throughout the day. If your child really loves Old MacDonald and gets really excited about Old MacDonald, maybe that's not your bedtime song. Try to think of something that has a slower tempo, something that's a little bit more peaceful. So some of those classics like You Are My Sunshine or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star might be a better fit for bedtime. There's also a lot of really great lullabies that are lovely before bedtime. And some kids and adults, including myself, like to listen to music while they fall asleep. Listening to music while you fall asleep can be a great part of your bedtime routine, and it can help your child learn to sleep with noise in the background. Here are a few recommendations for the type of background music that you're listening to while you sleep. My first recommendation is that you listen to music without lyrics. That's just a little bit too much going on, a little bit too interesting, if that makes sense. My second recommendation is to listen to music that is slower in tempo and generally calmer. So even if you take out all of the lyrics for the first one and you're listening to maybe classical music or piano music or something like that, you don't want it to be something that's incredibly exciting. You want it to be something that's more peaceful. My third recommendation is that you do not have the volume too loud on that music. You shouldn't be able to really listen to it. It should just kind of be there. So you really want to mess with that volume and find that sweet spot where you can hear that it's there, but you can't listen to what's happening with the music. My last tip for a successful bedtime is one you will see in almost all of my videos, and that is consistency. It is incredibly important to be consistent with a bedtime routine and consistent with the new things that you try to implement before jumping to try something else. And when I say consistent, I don't mean doing it every day for a week. I don't even mean doing it every day for 2 weeks. I mean doing it every day for 1 to 3 months consistency. Being consistent for this long period of time is the best way to retrain the brain. And the longer that you are consistent, the easier it'll be. I know it may be tempting if your child has not been sleeping well, if they haven't been sleeping well for a month, if their sleep routine is backwards, if you feel like they're just not getting it, to go and get their sleep checked out or to use a natural sleeping medication like melatonin. But the reality of the situation is that it can just take the brain a really long time to learn to sleep the way that we want it to. While melatonin can have a few really functional uses, it is not a long-term solution by any means. So I definitely recommend using some of these other more natural routine-based tips before jumping to the medication route. If you are really, really concerned about your child's sleep, if you have been doing all of these things and nothing is making a difference, absolutely talk to your pediatrician, get your child into a sleep study, see what you need to do. They might have other sleep issues going on. But I have noticed that a lot of parents jump to things like melatonin a lot earlier than they should. That is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit about your own sleep or your child's sleep, and I hope these tips help you to have a more successful bedtime at your home. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye!